everyone, and welcome to my Disney channel. If you are new here, my name is Rachel and I'm a current participant in the Disney College program for the fall. I have been here for about a month and a half now and I have a ton of videos filmed, but I figured it would be best to do an introduction video, so I decided today to do the Disney College program tag. I'm super excited to revisit these questions now that I've been here and kind of answer them with a kind of different lived-in perspective, I should say. So let's jump right into the tag and learn about my college program. Question number one is, how did you learn about the program? I heard about the program all the way back, I want to say in like 2012, when this one specific Disney vlogger started. Her name was Sarah Bellin. I absolutely loved her videos. I went back and watched them the other day, and she filmed them on like this old camcorder, and they were in the old housing, and it's so like funny to be in Flamingo Crossing right now and see the way they used to live. But besides that, that's how I found out about it. I went to the parks growing up my whole entire life, so there was always like little like talks about the college program, but no one really talked about it in the parks that much. And then obviously YouTube helped blow the program up, so I heard about it through YouTube. Question number two is, how was the interview process? I had a very interesting interview process, I want to say. I did my web-based interview on a whim. I got the email from Disney saying that the Disney College program applications were open and they were looking for people, so I said, you know what, I'm just gonna apply, see what happens, put in all my stuff, got the WBI, I think literally in like a couple minutes, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And I got the notification that I passed immediately after and that they wanted to schedule an interview with me. So I scheduled the interview, I want to say maybe about a week and a half later, and I was super nervous about the interview. If you guys don't know, they've changed it a lot since COVID happened. So it used to be like a 30-minute interview. You used to have to do the WBI. I think my group was the last that had to do the web-based interview. I don't think it's a thing anymore. It's just the regular interview on the phone. So I was super nervous about that, but my interview ended up being maybe, and I'm being generous with this, maybe 10 minutes long. The guy I was talking to was super nice. He asked me about my favorite character. He said it was Rapunzel. He goes, oh my gosh, I love her. Any questions for me? And I was like, yeah, like, how do you enjoy Disney? And that was really our entire phone call. They went over the basic stuff about Disney look and stuff like that, but that was essentially my entire interview process. And I want to say 9 days later, I heard that I got accepted. So that was pretty awesome. And unfortunately, I did have to deny my acceptance the first time around. I was able to call them and say, hey, I had something come up when I originally had my offer, but I can now come in, and they were gracious enough to let me back into the program. So that was really awesome. There wasn't a second interview process for that, but it was really cool to be able to, you know, call back and say, hey, I can come back now, and they were able to take me, which was really cool. Question number three is, where were you when you found out? I was in my room back at home when I was still in college. This is another funny thing. I was applying to like 3 programs at once, so I was constantly checking my email. I didn't really expect the email to come in anytime soon, because when you get off the phone interview, at least for me, they said it could take anywhere from a week to like a couple months to hear back from them. So I really wasn't expecting anything quick or soon. So I think, like I said, 9 days later, I got the email, and there is no warning, not like, hey, you have a message from Walt Disney World, or hey, the college program wants to hear from you. It literally just says congratulations in the subject line. So I opened my email, and just sitting right there were the words, congratulations, you've been accepted. So I was just in my room, just checking my email casually, just, you know, looking for some school assignments, but that was really it. There was nothing spectacular. I think I have a clip of me immediately after just laughing out loud, because like I said, it was such a quick turnaround that I was like, wait, what? I did this for fun, and now I'm in the program right now, so it was really funny. 4 is, what is your role and what were your preferred roles? So I really wanted to do PhotoPass. I was a communication major and I was in yearbook in high school, so I loved doing all types of filming and photography, and also I wanted to say attractions. There wasn't anything that I specifically really wanted, like, oh, that would be amazing. Of course, there's some things like a Jungle Cruise skipper would be amazing, but I knew that in the program it really doesn't happen that way. So I actually had an original role that was at Magic Kingdom, but things got switched around and I ended up doing merchandise, which I absolutely love doing merchandise. I think it's such an amazing way to talk to guests, to interact with them basically consistently throughout my entire shift. I just get to talk to people from all over the world. I've met people from Canada, the UK, Brazil, Ireland. I probably met a ton of people that I didn't even know where their country was on the map, because there just is so many people here coming to Walt Disney World. So I love being in merchandise, and I highly recommend merchandise if you are ranking your roles, because they brought back preferred roles now if you guys are applying. We couldn't really pref roles on my interview. They asked what we wanted to do, but there wasn't like a ranking, but they brought that back for future applicants. So if you're applying now, you'll be able to rank your preferences for what role you would like. 5 is, how did you find your roommate? So I found my roommate Grace, who is amazing, and you will see her in some upcoming videos through an Instagram page. I posted something, or they posted something for me, and she was the first person to contact me from it, and it literally, I think in 3 days, she's like, hey, you seem normal, do you want to be my roommate? And I was like, sure, of course. So we are actually literally best friends. She's not here right now, she's away on a trip, but she comes back today, so I'm very excited to see her again. But I found her through that, and we were very lucky that we somehow also got a 2x2, or not a 2x2, 4x2, so we don't share a room, but we get to share a little bathroom space, and honestly, we could have shared a room because honestly, I'm in her room, she's in my room all the time, so awesome. If you're looking for a roommate, the Instagram pages or the Facebooks are still an amazing way to find somebody. 6 is, what are you going to miss while you're at your program? The obvious answer here is my friends and family. I luckily am pretty close to them, but it's been pretty hard, you know, just not seeing them every day. I graduated a year early from college, so all my friends are still back at our school. So it's a little weird to see them all hanging out and me being all the way out here. So that is definitely something that I miss the most. I have major FOMO when it comes to that stuff, but definitely my friends and family have been the hardest thing, especially with the holidays coming up. It's gonna be tough, but I'm glad that I have great friends here who can help me celebrate those holidays in a new and fun way at Disney. 7 is a tough question, and it is, what is your favorite Disney park? Now, since I have been a pass holder for the past year and a half, I will say that I have been so Epcot, like I love Epcot. She's like one of my favorite parks in the whole entire world. She still is to this day. However, being here, I will say that I think my favorite park currently is Hollywood Studios. There is just something about Hollywood that is like comforting. Walking down Hollywood Boulevard, the music, I love Tower Terror, that's one of my favorite rides on property. Rise of the Resistance, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. The food in Hollywood is also really good in my opinion, so currently right now my favorite park is Hollywood Studios. Question 8 is, what is the first thing you want to do when you get to Walt Disney World? So when I came here, I knew that the major thing that I really wanted to do was do roommate gifts with my roommate. If you guys know and you've been following the Disney College program for a very long time, I'm talking Vista way following the program. Roommate gifts were like a thing. When you used to have like 8 roommates, you'd get like 8 presents for everybody, and it would be so fun. And I knew that I wanted to do that with my roommate Grace, so we made sure to coordinate before we got here. So I knew the minute I got here, I wanted to exchange roommate gifts to really get that feeling of being on that nostalgic Disney College program that I looked up to, because it is very different right now. I could do a video, even though I wasn't even in the program back then, about how different everything is now, but that was like one thing that I knew I could take from that old program and make it feel like the videos I used to watch when I was little and wanted to be in the program. Because now you don't have 8 roommates, you can only have up to 3, so that's a big difference. And no bunk beds. Yes, you heard me right, there used to be bunk beds for the Disney College program, and now there's this. So major upgrades, but also that nostalgic part made me really happy. Question number 9 is, what is the #1 thing on your bucket list? So the #1 thing on my bucket list was to wear the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party costume, and I was lucky enough that I was able to do it very quickly into my program. I want to say maybe about 2 to 3 weeks, maybe 2.5 probably. I was able to wear the costume and work the party, and I was able to work on Main Street, so I was able to see the parade, the fireworks show, and the Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular, all with a great amazing view, and it was so awesome and so cool. I remember like seeing those costumes growing up when I did the Bibbidi Boppidi Boo Boutique before I went to I almost said a Boo to You parade, before I went to the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. So being able to wear the costume was such a surreal feeling, and it was one of the first costumes I got to check out. And I had my bat, her name was Battler Swift. Hello, Swifties, you guys get it. So I even had a little girl come up to me, and she's like, and she was with her grandpa, and he was like, go ahead, ask her. And she's like, what's your bat's name? And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for asking. So she loved it, so I think I picked out a good name. But that was the #1 thing on my bucket list, and I'm so happy that I got to complete it. Another thing, because I already did that, I would say is I definitely want to do a 4 parks 1 day challenge, and not just visit all 4 parks in 1 day. Like, I've done that before already on this program, but I want to do like the competition where it's like you have to do 1 ride or 1 dining thing and kind of complete a checklist to say you did all 4 of them. So that would be the next thing on my bucket list because I completed my first one already. And our final question is, what is one thing you hope to take away from the program? This is such a heavy and loaded question if you really think about like all the things you could take away from being here, but the one thing I really want to take away is how Disney makes the magic. You know, we are very lucky as college program participants to see the behind the scenes of what goes on to make, you know, the shows go on, or make sure that all the merchandise looks great or all the food is cooked perfectly. And I think I really want to take away the attention to detail that Disney has, and, you know, in my life, take that and be able to put that into whatever career I go into. I think it's such a special skill Disney has to be able to operate the way it does, and it really does take magic to make everything work. I promise magic is real here at Walt Disney World. So I really have loved being able to see how they do things and be able to think how I can incorporate that into my future career. So that's really what I hope to take away while being here. So that concludes the Disney College Program tag. I can't believe after so many years of watching people do this, I have been able to make my own. That is literally crazy to me. So like I said, I've been here for about a month and a half, 2 months now, and I have a ton of footage coming up for all of you. So stay tuned for all of that. I hope you enjoyed watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. See you real soon.